Breaking news, Brandon Ingram just got traded to the Toronto Raptors for Bruce Brown Jr., Kelly Olynyk, 1 first-round pick, and 1 second-rounder. Now, is this a good trade? Before we go into that, let's see what reports have to say.
Going down as we inch closer to Thursday's 3 p.m. deadline, but the latest coming by way of the Raptors bringing in Brandon Ingram from the Pelicans. Ingram on a $36 million expiring contract wasn't really able to get close to an extension with the Pelicans, but I want to get your initial impression of this move.
Makes sense. New Orleans wasn't going to give him the deal that he wanted, so he was either going to walk this summer or be traded to a place that we would presume agree to sign whatever extension he actually wanted. And for the Raptors,
I'm not going to lie, this might be a pretty good trade for the Raptors, but let's listen some more.
Look, they're intentionally not very good this year. It's an incredible NBA draft that is coming up. So you take whatever draft pick they can get. They obviously want the first pick, but it's a really deep draft.
That is true. They could draft a player like Cooper Flag or AJ, and that would be a crazy pair with the team that they already have. I'm not going to lie.
Plus some of the young core. And if you think, and it's a big if, Kiana, that Brandon Ingram can be a star or a superstar. New Orleans didn't think that. Maybe it's the start of the kind of rebuild Raptors fans have been waiting for.
I want to dive into that a little bit more because, like you mentioned, in all actuality, Toronto kind of in a similar place as New Orleans. They're 16-35, but he does have the chance to pair with Scottie Barnes. But do you think the play is more so looking for this short term, or are we looking a little bit of long game here?
No, it's long term. And this is a perfect move because
I agree. I think this is more of a long term move, especially with the fact that Brandon Ingram is injured right now, if I'm not mistaken.
You have to assume Masai Ujiri, who's in charge of basketball operations, thinks that Ingram can be a critical piece. So he goes and he gets that guy. Look, I love Toronto. If they're watching in Canada, I'm not mad at you, or don't be mad at me. But this is not an easy place to recruit to. And so you have to bring in stars. You have to get them while you can. You don't have to worry about sort of luring him in free agency. I would imagine that there's an agreement here where he's going to sign a deal with the Raptors. He's also injured, Kiana, and that.
Yeah, so I was right. He is injured.
Means that you don't have to rush him back. You can keep losing games. You can bring in probably what they hope will be the second best player in theory on a competitive team without actually worrying he's going to win you so many games that it lowers your draft stock and where you're going to be positioned because, again, he's not playing right now.
Yeah, fair assessment right there. But now I kind of want to look back to New Orleans. Does this trade maybe signify the end of Zion's time with the Pelicans?
That could be a thing. Maybe they're starting to trade. Maybe they're going to trade Zion at some point. That might be something to, look out for in the future.
I can tell you that New Orleans really hopes not. And they have sort of David Griffin's the GM there. When he gave him the extensions that he has, he understood he was all in on Zion. And I'll go back to what I just said. This is more maybe true for New Orleans. The Pelicans are an organization that has seen 2 generational talents leave, guys that they drafted who have left, Chris Paul and then later Anthony Davis. So as much as there are injury concerns with Zion, durability concerns, they would like him to be there absolutely for the long haul. If they have a choice, Zion will be there. But you're right.
I mean, I'm kind of confused by this move if they want Zion to stay, because why would you trade like his star? Like, not his star, but like the guy that's the star besides Zion. I don't know, that just doesn't make sense to me. I definitely feel like this trade is more of a win for the Raptors. Like this guy said, they traded him for pocket lint and butter shavings. That's kind of funny, I'm not going to lie. But anyways, let me get back to the video.
There has been talk about Zion moving. There's always the concern he's going to want to go somewhere else. My understanding, though, is the Pelicans hope that he will stick around and hope that they're making the right decision and not paying Ingram, that they can spend those resources on other players, other pieces that eventually, and they've been riddled with injuries this year, so you sort of write this season off, but eventually they can put the right core around him to try to compete.
So, yeah, I didn't even think of that. Their budget, that does make a lot of sense why they would trade Ingram, actually, now that I think about it. Their budget couldn't handle it. Also, Ingram has been getting injured a lot lately, so it kind of does make sense for them to trade him now that I think about it when it comes to the budget and having to pay Zion or any other players that are going to come in the future.
Yeah, well, you're talking about Zion averaging just under 23 points per game, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Currently in 6.
She low-key a baddie. I'm not even going to cap. Anyways.
6 years with the Pelicans. Certainly a cornerstone that they want to keep around for the long haul. Bill Ryder, as always, it's great having you. Thanks for the input.
So yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Tell me what you guys think of this trade. Who do you guys think is winning in this trade? Also, if you guys want to see me break down some other trades, go watch these 2 videos. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.